Hey, Frankie. Frankie, check this out. I think I found it. Yep, here it is. Frankie, would you look at this? Summer of 1989. Kings of Fair Oaks Park. MC Jock and Kinky Fro, The Untold Story. I just had to bring this out.
Calvin, you ever wonder if anybody actually believes us about Sunnyvale? I mean, we were there. I still can't believe it. Hey, Calvin, do you remember that trip to Cali we took back in '89? Man, it seems like yesterday, doesn't it?
Frankie, I remember every trip involving barbecues and poor decision-making. How many times do I gotta tell you?
No. I'm talking about when we went to visit my cousin Tony in California. There's only one cousin Tony.
Tony the Meatball Cosenza? Wow, your cousin Tony was a colorful character, I will give him that. Wait a minute, Frankie. How exactly did Tony end up with the nickname, the Meatball?
Some people say it was because he ate 37 meatballs at a church fundraiser. Others say he once threw a meatball through a second-story window and hit a guy's television set from across the street. But the story I heard was that back in '74, somebody called Tony a meathead. Tony didn't like that. 3 days later, the guy was apologizing and calling him a meathead meatball, and the name just sort of stuck.
Frankie, none of that explains why they called him Meatball.
Exactly. What do you want from me? Nobody ever asked a second question. Anyway, remember Tony took us to this little park in Sunnyvale, California. Nothing special. A couple basketball courts, some kids playing on the swings, a few old guys playing chess. Then we hear this crowd gathering, 2-on-2 pickup game. No crowd at first, just 4 guys and a basketball. 10 minutes later, half the park was watching.
Oh, the game. Never seen anything like it. They say you see a comet every few years, but this will never be seen again.
Yes, the game. 4 guys, 2-on-2. No referees, no scoreboard, just pride. And on one side stood 2 legends, MC Jock and Kinky Fro. Never heard names like that in my life. Didn't know people like that existed. 2 neighborhood kids watching and those names burned into their brains, Calvin. That's how I found out. Now, at first glance, they didn't look like much. MC Jock was wearing a red faded tank top, a backwards cap, 1 knee pad, and sunglasses for some reason. Kinky Fro had the thickest hair I've ever seen. I honestly thought 3 squirrels lived in it. Kinky Fro had that slow smile that said he'd already beaten you 3 moves ago.
Frankie, honestly, I still get chills thinking about it. Who knew people like this existed? The worst part was, he kept smiling the entire game, like he was watching a comedy, and his opponents were the punchline.
Yeah, the other team looked confident, young, tall, athletic, talking a lot of trash. Then the ball got checked, and then everything changed.
I have never seen destruction like that.
Remember that first possession, Calvin? MC Jock crosses a guy over so badly the poor kid sat down on a park bench. Not because he fell, because he thought the game was over.
Second possession. Kinky Fro grabbed a rebound so high I swear he disappeared behind a cloud. Frankie, he completely disappeared.
Third possession. One of the other guys drove to the basket. Thought he had an easy layup. Kinky Fro blocked it so hard the ball landed near a family barbecue. A guy cooking burgers caught it with one hand while flipping burgers with the other.
Hey, Frankie. Legend says the burger guy got 3 assists. Can you believe it?
Then came the dunk. The dunk nobody could explain. MC Jock takes off from the free throw line. Maybe farther. Maybe the parking lot. Nobody knows. All I know is he cocked the ball back and slammed it so hard the ball went through the net, bounced once, and asked for directions home. The crowd lost its mind. Kids were running around. When he threw down that dunk, some guy by the fence hit play on his boombox.
I remember. It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. The crowd went nuts.
And then on the inbound pass, Kinky Fro steals the ball, jumped to the moon, and threw down that backwards dunk. For about 3 seconds, nobody said a word. Even the dogs in the park stopped barking. A baby dropped his ice cream cone and just stared. MC Jock crossed a guy over so hard, the poor dude ended up on the wrong basketball court. Then I saw him block a shot that didn't come down until after lunch. Calvin, check this out. MC Jock attacked the baseline like it owed him money. MC Jock took the baseline. One dribble, 2 steps. Next thing I know, he's looking down at everybody from rim level. When he threw that dunk down, half the crowd started running onto the court. The other half forgot why they were there. The dunk was so nasty. For about 10 seconds, nobody watched the game. Everybody was too busy explaining what they just saw.
By the end of the game, it wasn't even close. MC Jock and Kinky Fro had completely dismantled those guys. Crossovers, no-look passes, blocks, dunks, blanket defense. It was basketball poetry.
There's one play that still hurts my brain. You remember that layup Chump 2 tried? Kinky Fro pinned that ball against the backboard so hard, the Spalding logo transferred onto the wood. The backboard looked like it got hit by a hailstorm. Splinters flying, bolts rattling. Kids nearby started collecting souvenir pieces. That block was so violent, the backboard looked like a windshield after a bowling ball hit it. Spiderweb cracks everywhere. A guy in the crowd started calling his insurance company. Look, Calvin, people argue about the greatest duos of all time. Jordan and Pippen, Magic and Kareem, Bird and McHale, even Shaq and Kobe get thrown in there. But they all forget one thing. Sunnyvale, California, '89, MC Jock and Kinky Fro.
The greatest duo ever. Think about it. MC Jock, baseline drive. 2 defenders collapse. He spins in midair and throws a no-look pass that somehow ends up in a dunk before anybody realizes the ball left his hand.
And Kinky Fro catches a rebound so high it disappeared for 3 seconds, comes down, crosses 3 guys, and dunks so hard the boombox at the park switched songs on its own. That's not basketball, Calvin, that's dominance. So yeah, greatest duo ever, no debate. MC Jock, Kinky Fro. If you weren't there in '89 in Sunnyvale on that day, you didn't see it. And if you didn't see it, you'll never really believe it.
And honestly, even if you did see it, you still question it. I saw it, and I question myself for seeing it.
Calvin, hold on a second. Is that the Topps Playground '89 Showstoppers card? The MC Jock and Kinky Fro one? I thought they only made 10 of those. How in the world did you get that thing?
Trade. I gave up my Ed Robinson rookie Fair Oaks Pharaoh card and my Emile Hebert Dianzadon second-year card, and I agreed to pick up a package from San Jose.
Wait, you traded 2 cards and picked up a package from San Jose. What was in the package?
I never asked. The guy told me if I asked, I'd have to carry 2 packages. I drove 3 blocks, handed it to another guy. He handed me the card. And a cannoli.
Still a better trade than Chump 1 guarding MC Jock, or Chump 2 guarding Kinky Fro.
You know, Frankie, after all these years, I still got one question. Nobody ever figured out that secret handshake between MC Jock and Kinky Fro that they used to do after every game.
Calvin, nobody figured out that handshake. Not the players, not the fans, not the reporters. I heard Street Ball magazine hired a guy to study it for 6 months. They gave up. I heard one guy tried copying it. 3 fingers got stuck. Well, the story I heard was, hey, Calvin, some questions are better left unsaid. Let's just say a few people knew, a few neighborhood elders, the Big Don, one retired playground commissioner, and a guy named Sal who sold Italian ice. That's it. I was sworn to secrecy in 1991. Small room, no windows, 2 folding chairs. The Big Don looked me right in the eye, and he said, Frankie, some knowledge is too powerful for the public. I never forgot that.
You know, Frankie, I gotta tell you, it's kind of fun looking through all these old pictures. Look at this one. MC Jock and Kinky Fro after the game. Everybody's smiling. Makes you wish you could go back for one day.
Not everybody. Look closer. See Chump one in the far distance with his head down. That's not a smile. That's a guy realizing he's got to go to work Monday after getting embarrassed in front of half the city.
Look at these Topps Playground 89 cards. They are worth more now than they were back then. I should have bought more of them.
Calvin, back then you spent your allowance on pizza, soda, and vanilla wafers. You weren't investing. You were surviving.
Look at this Street Ball magazine cover. The Kings of Fair Oaks. 37 years later, and I still get excited looking at it. Prime years. I still can't believe we were there.
Of course we get excited looking at this nostalgia. Most people got wedding photos, we got basketball magazines and street ball memories.
You know, Frankie, sometimes I look at these old pictures and wonder where all those years went. Back then it was just another Saturday. A basketball court, a boombox, a crowd, a couple guys putting on a show. But somehow those become the memories you never forget. The good old days. Funny thing is, you never know they're the good old days until they're gone.